much difficulties after no AC, 4th of July weekend. Here we are. News, reviews, updates, tidbits, factoids. So many great things to discuss.
Yes.
Um, before we get started, though, I do want to remind everybody to make sure you please like the video, comment down below, and subscribe to the Current Era Pod. Okay, let's do it, Monty. Let's go.
Let's do it. Let's pop it off with some manga, anime, video game news. My Hero Academia, the manga has been confirmed to be ending on August 5th.
This is so
I'm not
sad.
sure where the manga is right now, but if you want to speak to this, please go ahead.
No, man, this is so sad. I do not read the manga. I I refuse. I'm really enjoying the anime. I'm not sure how are you caught up on the anime at all, like the dub version?
No, no, I have not.
Yeah, I'm not sure how far along they are in the dub, but the sub I feel like is almost complete for this season already, which is crazy. It feels like it just came out. But yeah, man, to hear that it's ending very soon sucks. I was hoping that we were going to get a part two, but it doesn't sound like that's the case. And maybe I'll find out why once the series wraps up. But I don't know what's going to happen, and I don't want to know. I want to watch the anime and be surprised. So yeah, the My Hero manga is ending. That sucks.
Yeah, it does suck. As I've stated before, My Hero seems like something that could go on, not forever, but for a really lengthy amount of time, just given the nature of the show. Fire Force season 3 premieres April next year with Core 1, and then Core 2 premieres January 2026. I've never heard Core. Is that like another word for season?
Uh,
COUR?
no, so a core is essentially like if an episode. So typically an anime season would be like 26 episodes, and the first core would be the first half of that season. So
Okay.
you can think of it like a season A and season B or whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, holy shit, Fire Force season 3 finally coming out. Apparently, this is the end of this too. So this is another thing where I don't read the manga. The only thing that I've read is Demon Slayer, Naruto, and a little bit of One Piece. But I try not to read too much One Piece because it ruins the show for me. Um, but yeah, I mean, damn, Fire Force is finally coming back after like it feels like 10 years since season 2 came out. It's the same thing for the Tower of God. The Tower of God is finally coming out very soon, and I'm pretty sure the first season debuted in like 2017. Jesus Christ! So yeah, I'm excited, man. I can't wait for it.
Yes, we also have the trailer for Bleach: Thousand Year Blood War Part 3. The Conflict has been released. It's coming in October, guys, and releasing in October.
Ooh,
Oh,
milking it. Oh my
I know, right?
gosh. We have been in this 1,000 year blood war for like 3 years. Don't get me wrong. I am in love with this. I just wish that, it's basically like a modern anime trope. Like you're going to extend the fuck out of anything you possibly can, whether it's one arc, an arc and a half, or whatever the case may be. Like you're going to extend it. So we've literally been in this Bleach arc for like 3 years, and I don't think that this next core, as we can call it, basically is going to be the end of it. So, but yeah, I'll be there watching it opening night on Hulu.
Demon Slayer Final Infinity Castle arc has been confirmed to be a movie trilogy. I oppose this. Suppose this is different than what it's supposed to be like a suppose different than like a show like the original plan to be for it to be a show. Now it's a
I
movie.
mean, yeah, I mean, I'm going to assume that. I mean, the status quo is just for the anime to come out regularly, right? So,
Right. Duh.
the fact that they're releasing this final arc in theaters is, first of all, this is genius level. Like this is so fucking smart. This is going to be um Avengers level. Like you're gonna go to the movies and see something totally different, and then this is gonna be playing, and you're gonna hear yeah, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck are they watching? Like,
Why is that though?
well, the Infinity Castle arc, and again, guys, I have read the manga for Demon Slayer, so I'm going to be very, very careful about what I say. But the Infinity Castle arc is the final arc of the show. It is the all-out war, so to speak, and that's not a spoiler. They said that in the promotion. So there's going to be a lot of things that happen, and we got a little tease with the final episode of Demon Slayer that debuted 2 weeks ago. So yeah, man, it's gonna be fantastic. I think this is a brilliant idea. I cannot wait for this. I'm probably gonna be 40 by the time it finishes. I'm 31, but that's okay. Uh, I can't wait for this. This is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I've been seeing some of the artwork and some of the animation. It looked mind blowing, to be honest. So yeah.
Youthful Table, man, they are in their fucking bag with Demon Slayer, man. They're going crazy. They can't miss.
Wit Studio president George Wada reveals the One Piece anime remake is being created. His quote is, "We're making the One Piece anime to reach a wider audience."
Mm-hmm.
He says many hesitate to watch the current series because of its old 4:3 format
Mm-hmm.
and the high number of episodes we're addressing these issues in the remake. So I interpreted that as he is condensing One Piece, but still telling the main core story, so like less filler, I guess.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what he's saying. They're going to take out all the fluff. They're going to take out the 4 or to 5 minute intro slash recap that they do in the beginning of every episode. And they're going to cut it down to just the meat and potatoes. So on one hand, this is a brilliant idea. Again, because you're obviously going to get a wider audience. There are going to be people that will be like, I'm not watching 1,000+ episodes of One Piece, but this 600 episodes or whatever, 500 episodes, whatever they break it down to, because it's still going to be a lot. This series has been running since '98, so like there's still going to be a lot of episodes, but I think that will be more approachable to maybe the casual or somebody that has seen the One Piece live action and like they kind of want a taste of something to come, and then once they get that taste, they're not going to stop. So shut up, Monty. So yeah, they're not going to fucking stop, baby.
Right.
So yeah, yeah, hot, yeah. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. But yeah, on the other hand, I hate this because I don't like bending to casuals at all. Like, fuck them. They deserve to not be included in this masterpiece.
So you doing the bending?
Okay. All right. That's enough of that. But yeah, One Piece Wit Studio. Yeah, let's do it. I guess.
Nice. Let's segue to some video game news. The trailer for A Quiet Place horror game is actually out now. It's coming soon to consoles and PC. Did you get a chance to check out this trailer? If not, people who are interested in the game, the trailer is out online for y'all to see.
Yeah, I checked out every trailer except for the one you tagged me in today, which I really wanted to see. I just didn't get around to it. Anyway, the Quiet Place video game trailer, I guess, looks decent. I don't know. Horror and video games is kind of like the perfect merger, obviously because you can just set up so many things, you can do it so many times. But I'm not sure that this really looked like I need to play this as soon as it comes out. I feel like this may get a lot of play on like streams though. Like I feel like it might be like a great community game or like a game to watch or something like that. But I don't know if I'll like buy this and play it myself, if that makes any sense. So,
Sure.
yeah, hopefully it's good though. I mean, I hope to hear great things about it, and like I hope to want to play it one day. But the trailer didn't really do much for me, if I'm being honest.
The Sims 4 is introducing polyamory, I don't know if I'm saying that word right, into the game with the Love Struck expansion pack. The quote is, "You can now define how your Sims approach romantic relationships in terms of physical and emotional romantic exclusivity. This allows for Sims to date multiple Sims without impact to other relationships."
Okay.
This is for Avi.
Oh yeah. I was about to say, Avi, baby, here you go. You can have your Sims. Cheating. Yeah, you got your Sims out here cheating. So living that double life, shy.
Triple life.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. That's a funny thing to implement to a game.
Asking for it. We want to cheat, goddamn.
We want to cheat. GTA 6 is rumored to feature a dynamic body mechanic that allows players or characters to lose or / gain weight and build muscle based on different activities, including gyms, wrestling, and consuming food.
Yeah,
I've seen a lot of comments how this has been done before in like another game.
San Andreas.
Maybe San Andreas. So, as a GTA player, is this something that appeals to you or not really?
No, I hate this. I don't want to have to go to the gym and eat food in a fucking video game. Like, I want to be able to enjoy the game. I don't want to have to take
very
time.
Simish. Sounds like kind of like Sims, right?
I guess maybe that is what they're trying. I mean, I think at this point they're trying to go as real as possible, and you know they tried it in San Andreas, and I don't know a single person that was like, "This is a great thing." Like literally, like it was always something that was super annoying. And that you basically forgot about. instantly once you didn't really have to do it anymore. But like imagine just like going on like a crazy mission. Like you just had like the greatest mission, like a real great cutscene. You're in love with the characters, and then like your guy is dying because he hasn't eaten, and like you've got to drive to a fucking burger shot or whatever the fuck they call it in the game to eat. Like it's just like, bro, like I don't stop wasting my time. Stop doing that. I don't want to be forced to deal with that. Hopefully it's something you can turn on and off. If there's a group of people that want to do it, okay, turn it on, have fun. And for people like me that don't give a fuck about that, I'm turning that shit off. But it sounds like I won't have a choice, and it'll be in GTA 6. So, yay.
What's the worst of the two evils? Having to eat in GTA or you die, or the MJ side missions in Spider-Man?
Give me the fucking MJ side missions, bitch. What the fuck? Hey, you know what's crazy, bro? I recently replayed Spider-Man 2 like 3 or 4 weeks ago. It's so fun, man. Like the gameplay. I still will say that the story is just not as good as the first one. Even though the gameplay is like way better. Like it was so hard to go back and replay Spider-Man 1, which I did. Just because the gameplay, the mechanics, the way you move is just not as fluid and fun as it is in Spider-Man 2. But anyway, every single time I got to an MJ mission, I was just like, Jesus Christ, I don't want to play this game anymore. This fucking sucks. I wish I could skip this. Why is this in the game? With that being said, give me the MJ missions over having to fucking eat in GTA, please.
Nice. A Jet Set Radio remake is reportedly in development. I was a huge fan of Jet Set Radio playing growing up because I had an Xbox, the original Xbox, and it came with the game. And I spent so many hours in that damn game. And this might be enough to get me get a new Xbox. Oh no, seriously, I love Jet Set Radio, bro. I love that shit.
Yeah. Excuse me. This is interesting. I never had the original Xbox, so I never played this.
Okay.
But I do understand the appeal. You know, it's funny. I think the original Xbox is like the only console I've never owned in my life, which is kind of crazy, but whatever. Yeah, I don't care about this. Sorry, Money. I'm not a Jet Set Radio fan.
A live-action Watch Dogs movie has begun filming for all my fans of the video game. Have you ever played Watch Dogs? And if so, what are your thoughts on the live-action movie?
It's so interesting. This is one of those video games that when it first came out, I feel like I was one of the only ones that was like actually hyped for it. And then once it came out, people realized, like, holy shit, like this is really new and expansive. And this kind of like opens up the world of video games. Like they're doing a lot of cool things here. And then like it quickly died when people realized, okay, well, you can't do this, you can't do that. And then they made Watch Dogs 2, and they kind of like expanded on all the things that you couldn't do in 1, and then people started to love it again. But by that time, the ship had kind of sailed for me personally. I still think the game was fun, and I think when you look back in history, it'll still have its place. So I'm not surprised that it's getting a movie, because it's kind of built for that, like that spy type thing where you can do all these cool gadgets, and so I think it'll actually do well in theaters. Well, I'm not gonna say it'll do well in theaters, but I think it'll be well received, is what I'll say. If they have a visionary and a studio behind it that gives a fuck. But it's probably going to go straight to Netflix or something. So we'll see.
What's the premise in a nutshell of Watch Dogs?
Like the narrative? I don't remember.
Okay. I was just curious.
Yeah, like I couldn't tell you.
A new Street Fighter movie is also being co-developed by Legendary Pictures and Capcom, coming 2026. Does Mortal Kombat have some competition? Some fierce competition?
I sure hope so. Jesus Christ.
Me too.
Put some fucking, make them be better, because oh my god. Mortal Kombat 2 is coming out next year, isn't it? Or the year after? Who cares? Anyway. Yeah. Who gives a fuck? I'll be there opening night. Me.
Same here. Me. Who wants to go see Mortal Kombat 2 opening night? Me.
But yeah, I mean, Street Fighter, they've been trying to make Street Fighter cool for like 40 years, bro. Like it's kind of crazy. Like they have been trying. Ever since Mortal Kombat had the 1995 film, that kind of they were just like, fuck. Like they've been trying so hard to make something, and they just have not succeeded. So I'm hoping that they do succeed this time. Legendary, they do Godzilla, right? They used to do Godzilla, didn't they? So let's do it. Sure. I'm here for it. I'll be there opening night. I mean, but I'm gonna expect this to be ass. Yeah.
All right. Same here, honestly. Hidetaka Miyazaki, sorry if I mispronounced that,
Wow.
says that there's interest in making an Elden Ring movie. Quote, a
Mm.
very strong partner would have to come into play. Look, man, I don't play Elden Ring, but I watched some gameplay. I watched Nat play it.
Mm-hmm.
If it's even a quarter as cool as it looks, you got me because I love fantasy. And it just, like I said, like just give me 25% of the coolness that I see in these snippets, and I am there. I am there.
Yeah, I pretty much have the same thoughts. Elden Ring is just a game for me as a gamer that I know is just going to put me in certain moods. I'm just like, I just can't deal with this personally. But yeah, like you, I've seen so many snippets. I've seen the world. I know how beautiful it is. I know how vast it is. So yeah, make it at least half as fucking cool as the game, and you've got a potential banger franchise on your hands. So we'll see.
George R. Martin, please come and do the screenplay. Mm-hmm.
No, nigga. Write the Winds of Winter, bitch. Stop getting distracted. They keep offering this nigga other things. He's never gonna finish the book.
He's like,
Right.
Rockstar co-founder Dan Houser explains why they turned down movie offers from Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead Redemption. There's a myriad of reasons. They wouldn't have creative control. Most video game adaptations of the time were of poor quality, according to him, and it wasn't worth risking multi-billion-dollar IPs. So I understand all those points, but what's the last point? I mean, how is he risking a multi-million-dollar IP? Like, if the movie isn't received well, will that, like, in turn affect the games? Is what he's saying?
It could. I mean, and I guess that was his fear. He was just like, okay, like if this Grand Theft Auto movie sucks, it's a poor representation of our brand, and people are going to, and like in turn, that could make people not want to buy our video game because they think that the movie is a reflection of the game. Whatever. Like, I mean, when you say it out loud, it's kind of ridiculous to me anyway. But like, I'm locked in. Like, there's no choice for me. So they're trying to appeal to like the casual, like if a parent takes their child to go see, I don't know why they would, but
I'll say, well, why would they do that?
I mean, but look, parents have been buying Grand Theft Auto the video game for their kids, so why wouldn't they take them to go see the movie? Parents.
And then my dad took me to see Blade 1 when I was like a baby, so yeah, you're right. Parents are stupid.
Nigga said, I ain't missing that shit, boy. Nigga Monty was 2.
Nigga traumatized. But anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, like ultimately, I mean, it's hard to let go of your baby, man. Like especially if you feel so strongly about something, and this movie studio is offering you basically anything aside from like the thing you want. Like yeah, bro. Like we'll pick you up every morning. You can come to the set. You can have as much food as you want. You can cast anybody. But we're gonna have creative control. It's just like, whoa, wait a minute. Like, no, thank you. So I get it, honestly. And I do think that there is going to be a point where a Grand Theft Auto movie is made, but especially now because the franchise is so successful. But I could see that point in like the early 2000s.
Out of the two, which one? I mean, I know you play GTA more, but just from like a world building lore standpoint, which one would you rather see a movie of, Red Dead or GTA? And also listeners and watchers of the pile, comment in the videos in the comments.
Yeah, comment down below which one would you guys rather see, Red Dead Redemption or Grand Theft Auto on screen? That is so interesting. Both of them are fantastic narratives. Obviously, GTA has more narratives because they have more games, but man, which one would I rather see on a big screen? Probably GTA, just because it's more modern. Red Dead Redemption is a Western, which is, man, Westerns are.
I mean, yeah, I'm the opposite. I love a good Western, so I just want to see a good Western, if it's good.
I guess. I don't know. Westerns are, I mean, history shows for me that Westerns are just not my favorite thing. So, so yeah, I'm going to say GTA, but I wouldn't be surprised if both of them get made one day into a feature film. Wouldn't be surprised.
Same here. Last bit of video game news, guys. I know first half an hour on video games is crazy. In anime. We have the covers have officially been revealed for NBA 2K25. Just real quick, the main cover will have Jason Tatum. Congrats to him. The WNBA edition will have Aja Wilson, and the Vince Carter will be on the Hall of Fame edition. So, just one question out of that: in the WNBA version of 2K25, is it like a different version of the game, or isn't WNBA also an option within the regular 2K as well?
I have no idea. I do
Oh,
not
okay.
play 2K anymore.
Oh, you don't? Oh, okay.
2K has taken my money for the last fucking time. So I don't know. But shout out to Tatum, A'ja Wilson, and Vince Carter. Uh, you guys will not get my money this year. You won't.
All right. Yeah, he's lying, guys. Let's talk about some stuff in the making. Interview with the Vampire has been renewed for season 3 at AMC. I don't watch this show. I've been hearing a lot of people who actually do love this show. I love me a good vampire show. Maybe it's worth checking out. Guys, let me know in the comments. But Interview with the Vampire season 3, starring Grey Worm from Game of Thrones. Shout out to him.
Mm.
We got some big Shrek news for all my Shrek guys out there. Two feature-length films coming. The first one is a movie about Donkey from Shrek, is in the works, with Eddie Murphy returning to voice the character. Now, also Shrek 5 was also announced as well. I'm not sure if this takes the place of the Donkey movie or if it's two separate entities. I'll take what I can get, so I'll take both or either one. It doesn't matter. I mean, I would have preferred Shrek 5, but that's coming out confirmed July 11th, 2026 in theaters. They were able to get Mike Myers out of hiding, which is a huge accomplishment. Cameron Diaz and Eddie Murphy, of course, will return to reprise their role. So, as a big Shrek fan, this is like everything to me. So yeah.
As a not big Shrek fan, I don't give a fuck about this. So congrats, I guess.
I've never met anybody besides Julien, guys, who's not been a fan of Shrek. Like literally in my life, like everybody loves Shrek. I don't get it.
Oh yeah, it's cool, I guess, but I don't love it. I'm not gonna pretend like I fucking do. So yeah.
Yeah, please don't. The Devil Wears Prada sequel, following Meryl Streep's character Miranda, and as her career goes into decline, forcing her to get a face-to-face with Emily. Anne Hathaway's character is now in the works as well. This is one of those movies that kind of transcends the whole, like, oh, it's just a girl movie or it's just a movie about fashion. Like, this is actually just a damn good movie. The first one I'm talking about anyway.
Yep.
So I'm kind of scared of them doing a sequel, but I think they somebody like Meryl Streep wouldn't even come back, or Anne Hathaway, unless it was like a really, really good script, is what I'm hoping. And so I'll definitely be here for it, man. Like I said, this is just a really good movie. Guys, if you haven't seen Devil Wears Prada, I highly recommend it.
Yeah, same, man, same. Real quick, what do you think about the Freaky Friday remake, which is currently shooting right now with Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan? Because I think both of us love the original. So
true.
You have similar sentiments.
I could have sworn we talked about it. Yeah, this one I actually don't think needs to be made at all. The Freaky Friday sequel, just because I think Lindsay Lohan is burnt out, unfortunately. So we'll see if she can prove me wrong. I think Jamie Lee Curtis is going to always be great. But yeah, and then the angle has been kind of already announced. Like they're going like back into the bodies of two other teenagers, which could have a chance for an interesting dynamic with how Gen Z is these days. But I don't know. I'd rather see the Devil Wears Prada sequel, to be honest. How about you?
Give me Freaky Friday, but I mean, I'm gonna see both opening night. So, but yeah, I mean, I think I'm more excited for Freaky Friday if I'm being real, but we'll see.
Baby Driver 2 is reportedly in the works. John Bernthal is expected to have a larger role.
Yeah, bitch. Whatever. Fuck.
First of all, did you ever watch Baby Driver? And what are your thoughts on this news?
I went opening fucking night to see this bullshit ass movie because the promo was filled with one of my favorite actors, John Bernthal. And I was like, oh shit, like let's get it. John Bernthal, like, yeah, hell yeah, let's do it. This nigga was in it for 5 minutes total. Maybe I'm being generous, maybe. And I was highly disappointed. The movie narrative, I just didn't give a fuck about. I'm sorry, I just didn't care. I watched it once in theaters, never watched it again. I don't think about it, and the only time I do think about it is when people remind me how little John Bernthal was in it. So this marketing ploy by them saying, "Oh, he's gonna be in it, guys. I promise. Please watch our movie." Bitch, fuck you, bitch, fuck you.
All right,
I'll be there opening night.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay. All right. They got you again. I gotta see. But yeah, I don't always go back and fucking want to revisit Baby Driver, but I love Edgar Wright. And I thought it was a good movie. So yeah, I don't think. I mean, part 2 is kind of crazy, but sure, whatever. Dune Messiah will be Denis Villeneuve's next film in theaters, December 18th. That's what they say, 2026. Because it was on the fence about whether he'll do this Cleopatra movie that he want to do for a minute, or this other movie he wants to do. I'm so glad Dune 3 is going to be next, because I feel like if he would have did another movie in between, it would have been so long until we got Dune 3. And so this is now my most anticipated movie I've ever heard of. I need Dune 3. I'll
Okay.
be waiting until December 18th, 2026. I'll be waiting.
Okay, you're nuts.
Countdown starts now. Mhm.
Yeah, right. Yeah, okay. I guess I'm excited. Yeah, but I mean, 2026. Who cares? That's too far away.
The Holy War has begun. Also, Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire is now streaming on Max for all of those who have not got a chance to see it in theaters or want to check it out again. Yeah.
And there's a new one of those that have been announced as well, which is okay. Let's do it.
Which we discussed last pod. You okay? Are you having short-term memory loss?
Maybe. Nigga, that was 3 weeks ago.
Alrighty. Let's talk some trailers, guys. Let's start with the first out of 90. All right, so we have the trailer for the new series, Batman: The Caped Crusader, releasing August 1st on Prime Video. Bruce Timm, guys, is returning. For those who don't know the significance of who Bruce Timm is, he did the original 90s animated show, one of the best cartoons literally of all time. So he's back, and you can tell it has that Bruce Timm feel. At first, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't have the biggest excitement level for this show when it was first announced, but after watching the trailer, I'm like, yeah, let's do it. It's set like in like a period piece, kind of like Batman, like in the 40s or something like that. So something new. Yeah, I'll be watching this for sure.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. As I was watching the trailer, I mean, I was like, okay, another Batman animated show, cool. It made me miss Kevin Conroy so much. Especially as Bruce Timm's name flashed across the screen. I was just like, damn, like he's back, but like I mean, I don't know if he's ever done Batman without Kevin Conroy. I'm sure he has, but yeah, from doing the animated series and then doing Justice League as well, or Justice League Unlimited. Bruce Timm, like this dude's a genius in my eyes. Batman Beyond. So I think that this has the potential to be really, really good, but I don't want to get my hopes up, honestly, because like the 90s animated series of Batman is just so iconic to me. Like I hold it near and dear to my heart. So it's instantly going to draw comparisons, which isn't fair to the show, especially when like it literally hasn't came out yet. But I mean, it looks good, look cool. The new Batman voice is fine. Like it doesn't overtly bother me like some have. And they flashed a few villains in there. Apparently, we're gonna have Harley before Joker, but we don't know that. I saw a small segment of people that were upset about that. We literally don't know that. It was just a trailer. Yeah, I mean, let's do it. Let's do it. It looks interesting. It looks interesting. I'll say that. It looks interesting.
I also love the just the overall designs of the characters. Like Batman had like the bat look, like because like an older, and I like how like just all the villains have like a very unique. It looks pretty cool from aesthetically. We have the trailer to Agatha All Along, Julian's most anticipated show of the year. It is now out. It's coming on Disney Plus September 18th. What are your thoughts on the new Agatha Harkness show, which will definitely change title by the time it comes out?
I think it's time for me to put my foot down. I think it's time.
You've been putting your foot down, nigga. Like
this trailer is ass.
No, it's not.
This
Come on,
trailer
no,
was
it's
so
not.
ass. There was not a single thing that looked interesting, likable, or cool. I don't want anything to do with this show, and I'm 100% going to watch it. It's unfortunate because like I'm going to watch this, but like you know what? First of all, let me just say this out loud. I want to be wrong. Like, like I hope I watch this and it's the best thing Marvel's ever fucking done. But we both know that that's impossible. Yeah, I'm literally not expecting literally like anything good to come out of this. If the most memorable thing about this is like the post-credit scene, which leads to another show, then this show is a failure. So yeah, I don't want to watch this, guys. I don't. This trailer did not look good. It didn't look fun. It didn't look cool. It didn't look interesting. There wasn't one single thing where I was like, oh, that was a cool scene. Or like, oh, okay, I can't wait to learn about this. So yeah, that's how I feel about Agatha all along.
I actually disagree with Julian very much so.
Good.
This trailer had to do a lot for me to even like think if it was gonna be good because like who wants an Agatha Harkness show really? Right. I think it was able to intrigue me enough, man. I think that I love when the MCU explores the magic side of things within the MCU. And they seem to be going all in with that, and it seemed to have like a tone of like WandaVision as well, which I think is missed. And so yeah, I'll be here for that, man. I think this. I love Aubrey Plaza. I'm glad she has a role in it. Hope it's an extended role. So yeah, I'll be checking for this. Honestly, I will. Next trailer. Let's move on to some movie trailers, guys. It's for Jackpot, starring Aquafina, John Cena, and Simu Liu. Simu Liu, yeah, coming to Prime Video August 15th. What are your thoughts on the new John Cena Aquafina duo?
Look, man, I am a fan of Aquafina. I've stated numerous times. I feel like anytime she's in something, she entertains me. I love John Cena, obviously, who is retiring from wrestling, which is crazy to me. Uh, but I am just sick of seeing him in these type of roles. I'm pretty sure I stated, or maybe that was on the well, whatever. Anyway, yeah, like I'm really just sick of John Cena in these type of comedic roles. I think he's just better than that, honestly. Maybe these are the only things that he can get. Maybe this is just what he loves to do. Whatever the case may be, I'm just tired of it. I think it's going on Prime Video for a reason, and I don't I don't expect anything from this. I'm probably gonna skip this, and the fact that I'm more excited to see Aquafina in this than I am John Cena is very fucking telling. So yeah, I'm probably not gonna watch this one, being real. If I do, it'll be the 3 a.m. half sleep watch. So yeah, this looks like a typical straight to video comedy. Going to be super ridiculous. John Cena is probably going to be naked at some point, and great. But I don't care about this. What do you think, Monty?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I will definitely not be watching this. There's no maybe or anything. Yeah, John Cena, man, I like John Cena, but like you said, he's been doing too many of these kind of roles, these stupid, goofy roles. It's just, I think he's honestly way better than this. I don't know if he knows it
Yes.
himself. But yeah, and Aquafina, whatever. Next next trailer is for Here, starring Tom Hanks and Robin Wright. It's coming to theaters November 15th by director Robert Zemeckis, guys. He's a pretty big name in Hollywood for those who don't know. He's made movies like Back to the Future, Castaway, Forrest Gump, like absolute classics. So the entire film takes place in the same living room over the course of a lifetime. What are your thoughts?
So my first reaction to when I watched this, honestly, was like, "Oh, Monty's gonna love this." Period. Oh, he's talking about when he's a kid. He's a kid. He loves kids. He loves kids. No, let me stop. Let me stop. But look, I mean, look. First of all, Tom Hanks, man, he can just fucking do it. Like, this dude is so good. And hopefully, like the actual movie is as good as the premise, because this sounds like a super interesting premise. Um, but I don't know. There's something about it that was like holding me back from being like, I got to be there opening night to watch this. And like, that's not, to me, that's not a bad. Like, I don't have to be there opening fucking night to watch every fucking thing. I never agreed to do that. Like, so if I see it a week later, fine. But this definitely looked interesting. But I don't know if it's like really getting me like hype level is what I'll say. What do you think?
Well, yeah, first of all, I think Tom Hanks and Robert Zemeckis obviously are a great pairing. Castaway, Forrest Gump. Um, my thing with this movie is that it has to be bigger than the gimmick. Like, obviously, the gimmick of it is going to take place in one room over the course of a lifetime. But if that is the selling point solely, is this taking place in this entire living room, then you'll start to run the risk of it feeling just pretentious, redundant. What's the point? Also, it's kind of remind me of like a play, the way it's set up. Like, you know. So, like I said, if as long as this have something to actually say and a really great gripping narrative that they can do enough with this living room for it to feel like we're moving through time without it feeling stale, then I think this could be a really, really great watch. I'm betting the over on these two together, so I'll say that. So I'm excited for it.
Okay.
We have the trailer for Afraid, starring John Cho. It's coming to theaters August 30th. Blumhouse, Sony collab, nasty work. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on this trailer?
So I saw this, but you'll have to remind me what happened in this one. I don't really remember this one.
This is just Megan, but instead of a doll, it's Alexa.
Oh yeah, the 2000s Disney movie House.
Yes.
Yeah, Smart House. Thank you.
Smart House by Blumhouse.
Yeah. Okay. I remember why I don't remember it now. Yeah, like I like instantly wrote it off. I was like, oh my god, like it's so funny. Like,
I was thinking Smart House the entire time. Like, this is Smart House.
Yeah. Yeah. The it's funny. Like when it first started going, I was like, okay, man versus machine. Like I'm in. I love it, man. I love it. I love it. And then it kept going, and I was like, wait a minute. This is the bitch controlling their house. Like, she could somehow take over somebody's car and just make them crash. And I love you, Cindy. I ain't like
15-year-old nudes. Like, okay,
yeah,
okay. Like Jesus Christ.
No thanks. But first of all, I do want to say I think John Cho is very talented. He's been good like in everything I've seen him in, from fucking Harold and Kumar to Star Trek. Like this nigga is very talented. Searching. Like he's so talented. So if I do see it, it'll be because of him. But the premise and the trailer for this were just like, no thanks.
Yeah, I can't watch this. I'm sorry. I can't watch this. I can't watch this.
As you said, the Blumhouse and Sony Connect.
Bro, I've seen this movie 1,000 times and I refuse to see it again. And the budget looked like Tubi level. Like I'm like, no, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Now a movie that actually did surprise me, a trailer that did surprise me, another horror trailer for Heretic, starring Hugh Grant, coming to theaters November 15th. This is a trailer when the two girls go to this house and Hugh Grant abducts them and they have to figure out how to get out of here.
Yeah.
It looked very, it gave me really creepy. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, yeah, this is a pretty good thing. I've never seen Hugh Grant do a role like this before. He's always like a super charming guy. So maybe they're playing into that, obviously. So I don't know why I'm excited for this, but I am.
Yeah, this was an interesting trailer. It's so funny how studios want us to believe. Well, I guess it's so funny how studios make it seem how easy it is to get somebody else. And like maybe it is this easy. Like they knock on the door, Jehovah's Witness or whatever the fuck they were selling, something about religion.
Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah, and he was just like, "Oh, come on in." And they were like, "Oh, well, we don't really come to his house." Like, "Oh, my wife's in there," and he was like, "Okay." Like, damn, bitch, like, it's that easy, huh? Just to get fucking kidnapped. But, it kind of gave me Saw vibes to an extent, where he was talking about, I want you to appreciate your lives type thing. So, I don't know. This didn't necessarily strike me as something super interesting, but maybe if I see a little more promo, if I see a second trailer, that kind of looks at it from a different angle, maybe I'll be more interested. But I'll say that this trailer wasn't bad and that it was interesting at the least. So that's good.
Next trailer is for Robert Eggers' Nosferatu. This is the remake of the classic vampire film. I love me some Robert Eggers. I still think The Northman is one of the best films ever made. It was one of my favorite films of all time. You still haven't watched that, have you?
I haven't, no. But now I want to.
Yeah. So yeah, this. You can speak on this trailer, but it looked, he always nails the atmosphere, man. And the atmosphere is just like, woo.
Yeah. So look, first of all, guys, just to give you, for anybody new, just a little background on myself. Horror's one of my favorite genres. I think vampires need to be treated with the utmost respect. I'm always talking about vampires are not a fucking joke. They're not.
You are always talking about that. You're right.
I'm sick of it. One of my favorite movies in 2023 was The Last Voyage of the Demeter. It was so good, and it's because they treated.
Why do you plug that movie every damn? How do you find a way to plug The Last Voyage of the Demeter every single?
Now, for this trailer, man, this trailer, it was only a minute and a half, and I'm so glad that it was. I don't want to see literally anything else from this trailer. I mean, from this film. Comes out later. This is my most anticipated movie for the rest of the year, bro.
Wow.
This trailer was fucking fantastic. This is how you do horror. This is how you give them just a little bit. Like all you need is like that shadow, that walk, that lore, that build up. Like there's that shot of like the city where like the shadows just sweeping slowly over the city. Like just like, oh my god. Like thank you. Nosferatu, like for those that know, is a rip off of Dracula to an extent, but that's okay.
He might have came first in terms of movies. He didn't.
Oh, in terms of
Bram Stoker's
Dracula came out in like it came out like 1890 something, and then Nosferatu came out in 22.
Okay.
So like I'm talking about the book though. The book itself came out in 1890 something, and then this German film was made, Nosferatu. I did the research. I was so excited. And then like the Dracula movie came out after, but Nosferatu is based on Dracula. Like he's basically Dracula, which is totally fine for me. Like this looks amazing. Man, like I was getting chills watching this shit. I was like, holy shit! Like this is a great trailer. This is how you fucking do it. I can't wait for this movie, man. I hope it lives up to my expectations because they are sky high right now.
Agree, man. I want to shout out Lily Rose Depp for landing a role like this.
Yeah.
Willem
I'm
Dafoe.
just a freak. Shout out, baby.
Great song. Willem
It is.
Dafoe is rumored to be playing Van Helsing in this movie. So
Yeah.
shout out Willem Dafoe. But yeah, man, like just the visuals alone, like as a cinephile, I'll be there, man. I trust Robert Eggers with my life. Next trailer we have is for We Live in Time. This is an R-rated love story between Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh, coming to theaters October 11th. This is the trailer that you get a chance to watch.
Right.
Yeah, based on the trailer, man, it looks like one of those tearjerker movies. I love both of these actors individually as their own. The trailer was actually really good to me. And so I'll definitely be here. I love me a good romance movie. I think we need more of them. So yeah, these two alone can sell me a seat. But yeah, but the trailer actually looked really good and endearing. So I'll be there.
Mm.
Next trailer is for Julian's second most anticipated movie of the year, Red One, starring Dwayne Johnson, Chris Evans, and J.K. Simmons in theaters November 15th. What has Violent Night started? Like like the Oppenheimer meme. Like Oppenheimer realizing like what the fuck have I just done? But yeah. I'm referencing the fact that there's been so many now Christmas movies that have the action theme rolled into one. It's just Christmas Jumanji essentially, but give me your thoughts on this trailer.
Yeah, Christmas Jumanji. And honestly, I'm here for it.
I hate you so fucking much.
Look, the new Jumanji movies when they got announced with The Rock and Kevin Hart, I was like, why are we doing this? Like, I love the '90s Jumanji movie with Robin Williams and Kristen Dunst. I was like, bro, like, we don't need this. And then they made it their own thing. They paid homage. I was like, you know what? I was wrong. Like, I have so much fun with these movies. Look, these movies aren't like amazing. They are what they are, but like they're a fun time to be had at the theater, in my opinion. And I think this could be the same thing. If I'm wrong, who gives a fuck? It's J.K. Simmons, it's The Rock, it's Chris Evans. Like, oh no, I went to go see a movie with those three guys in it. Oh well. If it sucks, I lose. I will take the L for this one. But I'll be there opening night.
Okay, I will be there too. But I'm expecting at the most a B-, honestly. But like you said, these three, you're gonna have mindless fun.
Yep.
This is one of those movies the studio puts out, guaranteed 300 million. So whatever. I'm sure they want more than that, but still. Last trailer, guys, is for an unintentionally funny trailer for me was Gladiator 2. Coming into theaters November 22nd, starring Paul Mescal is the guy that remember I was naming the top 10 Hollywood stars of tomorrow. That he was like, who is that? I was like, this guy right here. But he's been in other movies as well. But what are your thoughts on the Gladiator 2? Ridley Scott returning, by the way, to direct.
Yeah. I only watched this once. Man, it's so funny. Like this is one of those times where like you watch something without going on the internet. You have a reaction, and then you go on the internet and you see people roasting it in the same way you did. And I was like, oh wow, like like for me, like that's extremely rare. Like I'm always it's like either I'm just completely missing the boat, like I don't get the joke, or like people have completely different reactions. So like when everybody's talking the fact that Denzel has a fade and he's talking in like a regular New York accent, it's just hilarious, bro. Like it's just so funny to me. But it doesn't take away from the fact that this looks fucking epic. Shout out to Pedro Pascal, Denzel Washington,
Joseph
Quinn. Like, man, like I'm so excited to see this. This is also on my list of top things to see even before I saw this trailer. But yeah, man, I mean, it looked like everything you want in a sequel. I'm expecting like super large scale battles. And fuck, man, it's gonna be just a jolt of testosterone. Like I'm hoping to get that 300 feel. So let's do it.
Yeah, man. If it's one thing Ridley Scott will always nail, it's gonna be some battle sequences. He kills that shit. They seem to reference Maximus a lot, which I'm glad they're doing that. They're not acting like that shit didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad they're doing that. I'm not sure how much farther. Oh, Paul Mescal's character is the boy from Gladiator 1. It seemed like.
Is he?
Yeah, that's what it seemed like because they showed the boy and they showed him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Denzel Washington. I think he's still one of the best actors of all time. But come on, Denzel. Like, earring, lineup, fade, Brooklyn accent. What are we doing? But Ridley Scott is kind of known for like notoriously like not giving a fuck about accents during period pieces. Like Even in the movie he did, like the Last Duel with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, they were speaking like American accents. When he did Napoleon last year with Joaquin Phoenix, he was speaking in um like a regular accent when he played like one of the biggest French conquerors of all time. So I think Ridley Scott is more so about the spectacle of it all and the story.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't care about accents. So I think Denzel's still going to knock it out of the park,
Of
but
course.
it will kind of remove you from it a little bit, just knowing that first of all there was no black niggas during that time, and if it was, they weren't in positions of power.
Well,
And
he said he was a slave in the trailer. He said he was a slave and he rose up. So I guess we'll find out how he did that. But yeah.
sure, of course. Anyway, yeah, I'm excited just like you are, man. I love Ridley Scott. As old as he is, he's still super talented.
Man.
Let's talk some DC, Star Wars news, Marvel, Star Wars news, all that kind of good stuff. We have the Lanterns, the Green Lantern show has been greenlit at HBO. It's going to have 8 episodes. This series will follow Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan as they are drawn into an Earth-based mystery as they investigate a murder in the American heartland. This has been rumored to be in development for a long time. I guess James Gunn finally pushed the button on it. It's happening. Jon Stewart, Hal Jordan, my favorite Green Lanterns. Excited to see them team up. What are your thoughts?
Is this live action?
Of course.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have high hopes for this, unfortunately.
No. Wow.
Green Lantern live action.
It's HBO though.
HBO. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I don't have high hopes for this.
Okay.
Green Lantern is one of the hardest characters to pull off live action.
is.
We saw that 10 years ago or whenever the fuck Ryan Reynolds movie came out. Sometimes the effects just look goofy, even with a major studio pushing it. So how can they do it with a TV show budget? Now, I'm sure that they're going to try, and I'm going to watch this. I'm not talking like I'm not going to watch it. I'm just saying like I'm not going to get my hopes up for this, that this is going to be any kind of good, honestly. So, but we'll see.
I think a series is a really smart way to first introduce the Green Lantern, because I think out of all the 7 in the main 7 in the Justice League, his lore is just so expansive, their lore, that a series would do it probably the most justice, more than a movie trying to squeeze in everything like that. Okay, so when you saw the Snyder cut, when you saw briefly the Green Lantern, did those effects look like better than the Hal Jordan one?
I don't even remember the effects in the Snyder cut. But
okay, it's the scene when Darkseid comes down and they're all the original Atlanteans and they're fighting. Okay,
in the big war, yeah. I don't remember.
Okay. Speaking of the Snyder cut, Zack Snyder teases that his Justice League film is coming to theaters. He says, "Stay tuned for a date." Is he referring to the Snyder cut, the 4-hour? Because if he is, I'll be there. Oh, God damn it! Please have an intermission though, in like at the 2-hour mark, because I'm a big bathroom user. That sounds crazy, but yeah, I'd watch the Snyder cut in theaters, but do we need it? Absolutely not. What are your thoughts on this?
I'm not watching this in theaters. I'm not supporting this. It's over, bro. You lost the battle. I don't want to see this. So no.
Warner Brothers keeps giving him the green light, so obviously they see something there, maybe for some monetary benefit. But
sure. Yeah, whatever.
Marvel Studios is reportedly working on a Namor project. I assume this is going to always kind of be in development, but they were kind of waiting on I remember like there was like some accusations with the actor. Those seem to have smoothed over, I guess. But I thought Namor was one of the standouts in Wakanda Forever. I think he totally deserves more iterations in the MCU. So I'm so excited for this.
Yeah, I agree. Don't really have much to add there.
Ben Mendelsohn will return as Krennic in Andor season 2. Krennic was the villain from Rogue One. I'm excited for this because I think that one of the things Andor I was kind of looking for was like some of the Rogue One characters to kind of have more play in that. And Diego Luna actually says himself that more Rogue One characters will be in Andor season 2. So yeah. Any thoughts? Did this kind of increase your excitement for Andor season 2 or not really?
So am I still in command?
Be careful not to choke on your aspirations, General.
No, who gives a fuck? Sorry, I don't care about this. No.
All right, wow. Well, I'm excited for this. Manny Jacinto confirmed that the Stranger and the Acolyte is a Sith Lord. So are you caught up on the Acolyte? You're not watching it at all?
At all. Nope.
I will say this: as somebody that was loudly screaming from the mountaintops how horrible it was, episodes 1 through 3, 4 and 5. I haven't seen 6 yet. No, I haven't seen 7 yet. 5 and 6 have been really impressing me. It's trending in the right direction. It had a horrible start. I think it might be worth to watch as a Star Wars fan. But anyway, he confirmed that there's going to be the first live action Sith, new one, since 2002. And I had to think about that. I'm like, what the fuck? Hold on. But he's right, I guess. Kylo Ren wasn't a Sith. Neither was Snoke. This is kind of the first new Sith introduced since 2002, which is just a crazy thought to think. And but in live action anyway. But yeah.
Why does this matter? I'm curious.
I mean, because Star Wars fans have been, they've been wanting a real Sith Lord on screen. The one that we got, in the Acolyte, I was like, him really? But now after the past recent episode, I'm like, okay, he's actually really cool. But anyway, yeah. So Star Wars fans, we have a new Sith. Yeah, live action. And Julian, I think you might like it. I don't know. Anyways, last Star Wars bit of news here is Ahsoka season 2 will reportedly feature Baylan Skoll. Of course, played by Ray Stevenson. He will be recast after the passing of him. I think this is the wrong decision just because I think it's a little bit disrespectful, but I get it. Ray Stevenson killed that role. He was amazing. So good luck to whoever trying to fill those shoes. Any thoughts on this?
Yeah. I think that this is the only decision they could make, unfortunately. Clearly they had plans for the character, and it's unfortunate that he passed away, but the show must go on, as they say. So this is really all they could do. So it is what it is, I guess.
It is what it is. All right, let's talk some tidbits. Daniel Ezra, who plays Spencer James in All American, will not be returning as a series regular in All American season 7.
No.
So All American fans, sorry about that. I saw a clip from like the latest season. This nigga apparently won the Super Bowl and got drafted. I'm like, what the fuck? What? Whatever. CW, yeah. Anyway, Austin Butler reveals that he auditioned to play PETA in the Hunger Games, which is just interesting to me. A little tidbit there. Of course, that role ended up going to Josh Hutcherson. PETA! PETA! That boy is a makeup artist. Scarlett Johansson confirms that she is starring in the new Jurassic World movie. There's a really cool clip online going on of like Jeff Goldblum kind of handing her the torch. But yeah, I think we've been saying they needed a star. I think she's enough to do it. So yeah.
We'll see.
House of the Dragon star Fabian Frankel, who plays Sir Christian Cole, is now limiting his comments on Instagram after receiving tons of harassment. We all hate Christian Cole, but guys, this is so stupid. Can you not separate the actor from the fucking person or from the character? And so the fact that this kind of stuff always happens is just so crazy to me. But you have any thoughts on this?
Yeah, they're not going to listen. They're going to do it again to whoever else they hate. I'm sick and tired of coming on here and trying to tell people to be sensible. So, yeah, it's weird. It's loser behavior. And yeah, let's leave it at that.
Very much so loser behavior. Speaking of House of the Dragon, though, episode 3 director of the show, season 2, confirms that the eggs shown will end up being Daenerys' eggs, which I think is just so cool. I didn't even put 2 and 2 together when I'm watching it in real time, but those eggs that we saw in episode 3 are actually Drogon, Rhaegal, and Viserion. So yeah, just so cool. So I guess that means they're the babies of Rhaenyra's dragon, which is just extra cool. But any thoughts on that?
Well, I don't know if we know who birthed those eggs, but yeah, sure. Oh. Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, it could have been said in some episode briefly. You know how Game of Thrones is, but I don't know. But yeah, I mean that's super cool. I like you when those eggs are passed by. I was like, okay, dragon eggs, yeah. Right. And the episode ended. I was like, yeah, that was actually Drogon, bitch. I was like, wait a minute, my nigga Drogon, my nigga Drogon, not my nigga Joe. So,
yeah. So. Zac Efron says that the Bet on It dance sequence from High School Musical 2 was all improv. He says we shot that. We just had no ideas for what we were going to do on that day. And Kenny Ortega, director, says that Zac Efron was having a mental breakdown on set. I'm kidding. He didn't say that, but obviously he seemed like he was, and said let him cook. Because
bet on it, bet on it, bet on it, bet on it.
It's so funny how that's news, because like even watching as a kid, like he's just improvising that, right? Like he was doing some of those random news on the golf course. So yeah, that's not really news to me, but it's just interesting that was confirmed. Inside Out 2 is the fastest animated movie to ever reach $1 billion after just 19 days in theaters, which is insane.
It's crazy. Post-COVID.
Yeah. So it's so funny. I never know. Every year, I never know which movies are going to make $1 billion. It's like I always guess so wrong. I would have never guessed Inside Out 2. I would have never guessed Oppenheimer and Barbie last year. Or Mario Brothers. I just wouldn't have guessed those movies. I don't know. But yeah, this is the one that did it. And Pixar now has 5 films that have crossed $1 million at the box office. This is one of the 5. We got Incredibles 2, Toy Story 3 and 4, and Finding Dory. So most of those
Oh,
are banking off of the sequels that they had before them for their success, I assume. So all these are actually sequels. So yeah.
awesome. Cool.
Any thoughts on that?
Awesome. Cool. Haven't seen
All
it.
righty. Last segment here, guys, is for the review section. Did you finish any shows?
Oh yeah, sure did. I have two shows and a movie to review.
What are the shows that you watched?
Demon Slayer, and Supercell.
Please give me your Demon Slayer review.
Oh gosh. Let me pull up my little notes. My little notes. Ah man, Demon Slayer, the Hashira training arc is finally complete. Um, what a Demon Slayer, man! It just Demon Slayer is just in his bag so often. This is another one of those bridge arcs, like the Mugen Train arc was. Like it was a bridge to get to the entertainment district, which is, they decided to do that in movie format, which I could have thought they could have done this in a movie format too. But after seeing the full season, I kind of realized why they didn't. And I'm glad they didn't ultimately. I'm glad that it was released week to week in the anime format. The finale, man. The finale is just it's a 44-minute, I think. Just epic, man. It's just epic. One of those things where like all the characters finally come together. They converge on one spot. They're the big bad's there, and like there ain't no talking, bitch. There ain't no fucking talking. There ain't no like, oh hey, nigga, it's action, nigga. Like we on your head, bitch. And then right when you think they fucking got him, they fucking don't. And it's just like I obviously the sub comes out first and the dub comes out weeks later. So obviously I watch the sub. Just like great performances all around, man. Just like these, I feel like some of these voice actors just don't get enough credit for like the work they do. They're able to like perfectly encapsulate a scene, and like you can feel that you can just feel the emotion through the screen a lot of times. And of course, like we already talked about how the animation is just on another level. Like it's just so good. But like we're basically at the point in Demon Slayer where the story has been building to this from episode one. Like from episode one, the story's been building to this point. We're fucking here, and it fucking delivered. And like, of course, it left off on a cliffhanger because the big news coming out is that it's going to be a trilogy for what's to come, which is also I said earlier, it's just amazing. But this season was just fantastic, man. I gave it an A. Demon Slayer Hashira training arc. It is just, woo! It's absolutely amazing. I can't wait for more. And I'll say it again. I think that it's a brilliant idea to have the films as a trilogy for this next huge arc. These are the. I mean, I don't know how much money they're going to make in terms of like actual box office dollars, but these theaters are going to be packed. There's going to be a lot of show times, and it's going to be fun, man. Like this is going to be like Avengers level, like Spider-Man No Way Home level. Like there's going to be so many people there, and I can't wait. I can't wait.
So as a casual like myself, do you recommend I kind of get into this?
100%. 100%. Even if you watch the dub, I watched the first 50 episodes or so dubbed because Avi's watching it, which is hilarious. And the dub is pretty good. Dub is pretty good. So yeah, I recommend it.
Okay. I have two show reviews as well. I'll do my bear review and then we can do Supercell together.
The Bear, season 3 of the Bear.
Season 3 is
Cousin.
out. Guys, I'm a fan of the Bear.
Are you? Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I hate when he does this.
Here it goes.
So look, The Bear is one of those shows I consider like Succession. Like on a technical level, it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. The editing, the cinematography, the acting. But I've noticed as I get older, especially, I just need more than technicality. I actually value technicality. It's funny, like as somebody that's trying to be in the industry, I value it less than like a lot of things. I need a lot more things, for a show or a movie to be considered good to me or entertaining. And the show is very immersive as well. Like we spend a lot of time in the kitchen. We get a very good idea of what kitchen culture is in these kind of high-end restaurants. But the immersion this season became exhausting and redundant. There's a lot of like the first episode of season 3 is like literally the entire episode, like the entire 30-minute episode is just Carmi in the kitchen cooking. And I get why that could be appeasing to some people, I guess, but to me it came off as pretentious. And my number one pet peeve in film and media is pretentiousness. Also, like I said, it's becoming redundant, and I understand that like the selling point for the bear is like this redundant nature of like what's like in the kitchen in a high-end restaurant, them going back and forth, them bickering. But it's starting to get a lot, man. Like Carmi and Richie always having this back and forth, this bickering. Sydney trying to be the mediator, Sydney feeling undervalued by Carmi. Them having restaurant funding issues, like those things that we explored in depth season 1 and season 2, and things that I thought we had resolutions for, and they keep having this cyclical nature of coming back, and it's starting to wear on me. I'm not gonna lie. Also, the all the A-list celebrity cameos in here is starting to kind of take me out of it a little bit. Like we had John Cena in this season, and it's just like for a show that's so grounded, that just seems so hypocritical to what you're trying to do here. But it's not all bad at all. This, like I said, the show is still technically brilliant. There's a lot of good things to the show. I love when side characters in the show get their own episode. Like last season, it was Marcus. That was an amazing episode. This season is Tina, and I think she had the best episode of the entire season. It's the one done actually directed by Io Debris. She actually like did this episode, and it was absolutely fantastic. Like it really gets a chance to like flesh out the entire ensemble cast besides just Carmi, and they all bring something new to the table. So overall, this season seemed to be focused more on theme than plot, which is not inherently a bad thing, but it's just a weird direction in terms of where we were going from season 1 and 2 to me. So I gave it a C plus for the Bears season 3. And like I said, guys, I am a fan of I'm a fan of this show. I consider myself to be, so disappointing for me personally. But yeah,
okay,
I might be the minority with that opinion, but speaking my
sounds
truth.
like my season 1 review, but okay. That's cool.
Interesting. Next review, guys, is for the new show on Netflix, Supacell. Please give me your thoughts on the show.
Yeah.
I think I might have swayed you, so I'm feeling kind of bad now that you might get this in a bad review.
No. I mean, look, man.
Oh no.
I'm trying to decide if I want to be honest or if I want to just lie on the pod.
No. Be honest. Be honest.
Look. Okay. Look. Honestly, the reality is I did not love this. I mean, look, the promo for this show, I think we both kind of agreed was a little corny, a little CW-ish. I'm just like, okay, I don't plan on watching this. And I actually, you were not the only one that recommended this to me. I had people telling me like, yo, like, you got to check this out. Like, it's so good.
I don't feel as bad no more.
Yeah, I was like, okay, sure. Black people superpowers. Fuck it. I mean, fuck it. I'm wrong. Like, it was corny. It was
wow.
It was CW-ish.
Wow.
It was it's just my experience with it. I watched all 6 episodes. I had to take a break after watching the first 3. I was just like, man, like I'm not enjoying this. Like low key, I'm thinking about just dropping this. Like I'm not enjoying it, but I am glad I finished it. I think my biggest critique of this show is that nothing was inherently good, in my opinion. Like the cast wasn't that great. The together, like the actors weren't that great. Dialogue wasn't that great. The effects were borderline terrible, in my opinion. And the plot wasn't that great. But it seemed like, especially towards the back half of it, they were focusing on getting to season 2 because there was like a lot of build up and like a lot of things went unanswered and it kind of just ended. And then like, like it seemed like they're really banking on the fact that they're going to get a season 2, which is cool. Like, okay, season 2, Supacell, sure, let's do it. But yeah, ultimately there were a few things that kind of took me out of it a lot of the times where it kind of came off as just really, really corny to me. There are multiple times where like the gang is moving, like, like something just happened, like it's time to go get a lick, and it cuts to these niggas riding on scooters, and it's just like, yo, like,
hold on, are you blaming UK culture, nigga, for why you did like this show?
I am. Thank God for subtitles, because Jesus Christ, I wouldn't be able to understand 90% of the fucking dialogue without the subtitles. The fact that they have gun control over there is just so funny. Because, obviously they addressed it in the first episode with, the whole gang thing. Yeah, it turned to a fucking episode of Beat It, boy. It was like, beat it. Like, it turned to an episode of Beat It real quick. What nigga said, nigga, we finna go move on the man them, nigga. I got a motherfucking Billy the Butcher knife. I was like, oh, shit, okay, cool. Like, let's get it, baby. Gun control. And then that went out of the fucking window in the very next episode where it seemed like every thug had a gun. I was like, okay, cool. I guess gun control doesn't exist there. Whatever. It does. You can't just go buy a gun. So I guess they have their guns illegal. Anyway, there's like a few plot devices that I just can't stand. One of them being when the main character has something that he has to tell somebody and he just can't tell them, and like that is drawn out throughout the entirety of the thing. That's just like I want to tell you. I just I want to like, come on, stop it. The other is when a character has fucking super speed and their entire thing is just them going like, nigga, like what the fuck, like I promise you, go back and watch it before this nigga does anything, like before he's about to fight, like his entire thing is just to be like, don't forget, guys, I have super speed. That's my power. Like, please, like it was really pissing me off.
Also, look, isn't it funny how people who can heal always be the ones to get fucked up?
Thank you for going to my next I can't stand fucking plot point. Like, Duplicate is there for a reason, okay? She's there to get fucked up.
Wolverine,
yeah. Deadpool, yeah, like they're there for a reason, right? Like we can tell. And clearly, the super speed nigga was there to get fucked up, boy, because he has super healing. Don't forget. That's my power. Another thing, the power selection is something I actually enjoyed. I thought it was cool that there was super speed, there was super strength, telekinesis. For some reason, the main character was just God. It's like, okay, like okay, like this nigga can just do it all, huh? Okay, like this nigga got teleportation, time control, time stoppage. Like, Jesus Christ, like this dude he's just God. Like, all right, cool, man, cool. But look. The plot just for me it just wasn't enthralling at all. The effects, in my opinion, like I've seen better effects on like the CW, like on Smallville, on Arrow, on the Flash. Like literally, I've seen better effects. And yeah, man, look, I ultimately I just I just did not love this as much as other people did, and you know that's typical for me. Like typically, people just love things. You know, to be honest, like the whole drug element thing, like that didn't even take me out of it. Like I was like out of it way before that even came into it. Like I was just like, oh my God, like, okay. But yeah, I ended up giving this a C. This show is completely average. You could turn on the CW today and watch something better. It was cool that they were all black. It was cool that they tried to give some type of lore with the sickle cell thing. But again, they didn't give us much. So I guess we just have to assume or wait for season 2. I don't know. But
that was
whatever.
Self-explanatory, but there's no more to explain. As far
as
an evolution.
Sure, I mean as far as an evolution. I don't think they said that word once.
It is an evolution.
An evolution. Oh, you saying we the mutants?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Anyway,
yeah. This show is completely average, mediocre at best, in my opinion. And when season 2 comes out, we'll be watching it alone. I do not want to see any more of this unless they go in a completely new direction. Shout out to the lead nigga from House Party. He was actually entertaining, kind of. But yeah. Anyway, that's my review of Supacell. I did not have as much fun with it as everybody else did. I had fun, but for the wrong reasons. So most of the time, I was laughing at this show.
Man, I'm sorry you felt that way, man. I really, really enjoyed this show. It's funny too that you had to use subtitles because I watched, I guess, so much Love Island that I was like, yeah, I totally understand what everybody's saying. But I do want to point out a glaring issue with me is that, like you said, we first saw this trailer a couple weeks ago. We had so much to say about it, how corny it looked. For you, I guess it added up. For me, I kind of put it off right off the bat. Like I didn't even want to give it a chance. I only watched the show because of word of mouth. Mm-hmm. But that's really a bad thing, man, because I feel like the sad reality of it is I judged the show just because it was an all black production, and typically I've been conditioned to believe that we just make subpar content a lot of times, you know. Yeah, it's the truth, man. I'm being honest. Okay. I'm being very transparent.
I'm hearing you, man. I'm holding on, but you got hoping it's better. Jesus Christ.
And so, yeah, I'd already judged it off, even though it has so many elements of things that I would love in a show that cater to me. I love superheroes. I love black people, you know, and so but I watched it because of word of mouth, and I was so impressed from the first episode. I unlike you, I was impressed everything on a technicality level. I loved it. I love seeing the beautiful black cast, people that are brown, dark, in these leading roles. I just don't get to see that much. I thought the UK angle of black culture was so interesting to me because I don't get to see that as well that much. I actually want to go to the UK now. I will have a knife. I will have a knife on me.
You trying to go to South London, eh?
Yeah, South London
Okay.
for sure, man. I love us, man. It's just cool seeing us in different parts of the world. Um, I love a good interwoven storyline. I thought it was handled really well to have all these different people in these different walks of life and how their stories converge. I think that was done really well. And also, even the title Supercell turned me off when I first saw this. I thought, what the fuck, Supercell? But then the lore, you guys know I love lore, as to why they called it Supercell. I thought that was just so dope to me. Like hate to spoil, but like sickle cell, supercell, evolution, like that's just so cool to me how that came to be. I do agree with you. Some of the editing, I'm not editing, but some of the CGI and some of the action beats can definitely be improved for sure. I think that will come with time. But I was just so invested in the show by that point, it didn't really bother me as much. But I do think they will definitely be improved. I want to shout out the show's creator. His name is Ratman, man. I looked at his filmography. He was a rapper and he became producer, writer, director of this show. That's just so inspiring to somebody like myself, who it can be done. And I swear to God, guys, this is a true story. I had such a similar story to this in my back pocket like 5 years ago. All these, but not in the UK, in Atlanta, people from different walks of life get these powers from the government, and their lives converge. I swear, and I was like, you know what? I was like, that'll never be made. I'll put it on the back burner. But this show convinced me that it can be made. It can be done well. I put I put Supercell in the same tier as The Boys, man. To be honest, like,
wow.
I do.
I
I
don't
think
love that show either. So
you don't about some wow, but I think it's just really good superhero content, black or white, and like I said, I will be speaking in UK accent, South London for the next month. Now it's so addicting hearing them talk. UK, bro, like put the bun to. I know that sounds horrible. I'm not even gonna try to do that. Sabrina is paying. She's laying, bro. Anyway, but yeah, I give the show a B plus. I think there's room for improvement, but I was just literally so impressed by everything else, man. I think it's a really good show. I look forward to seeing more Supercell. So yeah.
Interesting.
Did you watch any movies?
I did. I watched A Quiet Place Day One.
Okay, so did I. So I'll do one review before I do A Quiet Place Day One, which is The Beekeeper. I watched Julian's favorite movie of the year. I just want to give my quick review on this movie.
Sure.
It's directed by David Ayer. Movies that you guys are pretty sure I've heard of, like Fury with Shia LaBeouf, Brad Pitt, the first Suicide Squad, Will Smith, Bright with Will Smith, which I also really enjoy. I think that movie has so much potential. But anyway, Jason Statham, Josh Hutcherson, Jeremy Irons playing Alfred again, essentially. This is the one of two movies this year where the whole setup of the film is kind of comes from the fact that an older woman is scammed out of her money, and then a revenge quest entails. The first, I guess, the other one being Thelma, which I really enjoyed. However, unlike Thelma, this movie is just sorry, Julian. It's just not original. It's Jason Statham doing his thing, which was that's why I go see it in the theater. It's what I expected it to be honest. This nigga is just the Equalizer or John Wick with a bee fetish. John Wick, man, has spawned so many illegitimate sons, this being one of them. I stopped counting the B puns and the B facts about halfway through because it just got ridiculous. But I know the movie was aware of itself, obviously. But it was just so funny how many times he said, I have to protect the hive and all that shit. They were glazing the fuck out of this man the entire movie. Like, if you think the whole Baba Yaga thing in John Wick is crazy about how they always have, oh, there comes John Wick. It's that times 3 in this movie. Like, there was literally a scene where he's like, oh, you a Navy SEAL? You a Green Beret? Yeah, you have no chance, bitch. It's the fucking beekeeper. He's coming. If he says you're going to die, you're going to die. Like, they were glazing this man the entire movie. That part was fun. My biggest problem with the movie is one thing is that Statham is great in the movie. He's absolutely fantastic, as I kind of knew he would be. But they kind of put him on the back burner so much in efforts to kind of build out the world and build out random FBI agent storylines and the villains. I'm like, the best part of your movie, guys, is Jason Statham. Let's not put him on the back burner. Let's show him as much as we can. And so I get what they were trying to do, build out the world, like I said, but it just seemed like they were doing that, like I said, in opposition to what Statham had. And so I gave it a C plus. It's a fine, dandy movie. It's what I thought it would be. I had fun at times, but sorry that I didn't love it as much as you. But yeah, that's the Beekeeper review. Last review, guys, here and last segment that we're going to talk about is A Quiet Place Day One. Please give me your thoughts on this film.
Lupita Nyong'o. Um, I was very excited to see this. I was. This is one of my most anticipated films of the year. I enjoy The Quiet Place as a franchise. I think Lupita Nyong'o is brilliant. I thought that this was two worlds colliding. I love the promo leading up to this. This movie disappointed me though. Ultimately, uh, it just and I think it disappointed me the most because it just didn't give me anything new. This was just the same old thing with A Quiet Place, and at times that can be a good thing, I guess. Um, but to use your word, like it just came across a bit redundant. And obviously, this is day one, so like maybe we're supposed to give the film a break in that aspect because obviously they don't know that they can't make sound yet, or they don't know what this thing's weakness are. They don't know where these things are coming from. Like they don't know that you can use water or waterfall or whatever. You know what I mean? Like all the things that we learned years ago about this film, we're supposed to kind of just put it on hold and accept the fact that they don't know it yet, and like they've got to discover it again. And in those instances, it's a little tough to like enjoy because it's just like, come on, bro, like why am I like they need to learn this off screen? Like why am I being subjected to this again? Um, Now obviously, Lupita is fantastic in this. Like I think she gives a really great performance. I saw that it was personal to her, the whole storyline with her health because of Chadwick Boseman, which is awesome. I love that for her. And I think um, a lot of decisions that she made in the film were interesting, especially dealing with this fucking cat. This cat was like a menace. Like I don't know. Look, I love Lionel Roxy. I love him, but I love me more. And there's no way I'm chasing this fucking cat through the city, through a hive of these fucking things. Also, I feel like for some reason I thought that they were gonna try to tell us from like a different angle, not just like a survival aspect. I thought maybe we would learn something, and obviously we wouldn't be able to use it for the next films. Like that doesn't make any sense. But excuse me, like maybe we would learn something and it would die with them. So like we as the audience could know maybe, so they could tell that in like the next film. But that just didn't happen. I mean, if you've seen A Quiet Place 1, you've seen this movie essentially. I mean, I don't know how else to break it down to you. Um, I wish I had more fun with this, but I really just didn't. Low key, I fell asleep halfway through. It was just that boring. I gave this a C. I was very disappointed walking out of the theater for this. So yeah.
Okay, finally something we agree on. A Quiet Place, man, the franchise was on track to be one of the best modern horror franchises of all time. Well, part one and two anyway, and then this one came along. Of course, no John Krasinski in the director's chair. He didn't have full control of the writing, so we knew that there was going to be a chance here. Like you said, Lupita Nyong'o was absolutely amazing in this film, one of the best performances of the year so far. Joseph Quinn was really great for what he was in. Still don't see him as Human Torch though, but whatever. That's a whole nother conversation. Jamon Hunsu is somebody that I think one of the biggest travesties in Hollywood is that he has not been given a
He's so
chance
good, bro.
to star in a movie like this of this magnitude. Like he's always the co-star, always the supporting.
Hmm.
Jamon Hunsu is one of the best actors out here. He always nails the physicality, nails the emotional beats. I just don't get it, man. I don't understand why he's not on the same level as like an Idris or I don't know. I don't get it. Anyway, but that's another conversation. The cat was the only person in this film I actually cared about. I like you said the cat was a menace. Yes, it was, but that cat was just such a good boy,
That's,
and he was a good boy.
no, he fucking
And,
wasn't.
and the funniest part of this movie is that I'm convinced that cat had in world anyway had no idea what was going on. Like it had no idea that we are in an apocalyptic situation and you
Yeah.
can't make no noises. And the cat was just like, okay, interesting. The city's empty. I'm gonna keep doing my thing.
Yeah.
But to me, it's two big problems with this movie, and you kind of already nailed one of them. The first one is that there's so many emotional beats in the movie that were so contrived that they wanted us to care about Lupita so bad. And yes, she had a great performance, but like it just seems so forced by the writing and the director, like to try to get us to care about these two characters from these two walks of life. And the other one is that we saw day one in The Quiet Place Part Two from John Krasinski's family's point of view, and that was an amazing scene, hectic. crazy, bonkers. And so I figured in New York City it'd be like that times 5. But it was really kind of a subdued day one from all things considered. And like you said, man, it's become a gimmick at this point. Like we get it. You can't make a noise or they come after you. I feel like if Krasinski was in and came back into this one, he would have brought enough new, fresh layers for it to be warranted for them to make this film. But like you said, it got old. It got old. Like I was just like, I'm bored. I don't care. I've seen this before. I've seen it done better in part 1 and part 2. I do think that there was a great sequence that took place in the subway. I will say that was an amazing sequence with the whole subway thing when they're in the water and the things that can't make any noise and the things that fall into the glass, which you saw in the trailer. But other than that, man, yeah, I gave it a C plus. Quiet Place Day 1, disappointing for me as well. So,
yeah. It sucks, man. It sucks because, like I said, I was really looking forward to this movie. I bought my tickets like a month in advance, made sure I went in XD and everything. I was just like, damn. Like,
why do you do that? It's so funny. It's always seats if you buy it like a week before. But okay.
Yeah, but I figured that the theater would be packed out, and honestly, it was. For a 7:00 showing on a Thursday in Vegas, it was pretty packed. But yeah, I don't know how many people left happy. So,
all right, cool.
Here's that.
Long one, guys, but that's it.
Make sure you guys like the video. Comment down below. What was your favorite film? Are you going to see Supacell? I know you guys. I know you niggas love Supacell. Supacell!
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Make sure you subscribe to the Current Era Pod, okay? Thank you, Monty. You're the best.
You're the worst.